Hello everyone and welcome back to another video from Homemaker. In our today's video we will be talking about one more variety of peperomia. Friends, you might have seen my previous video on Peperomia caperata rosso and many other peperomias. If you haven't seen those videos, I have left the link in the description box just for your reference. And in my today's video we will be talking about Peperomia Sunrise, which is this one. So friends, these peperomias are basically tropical plants that belong to the tropics of Central and South America, Brazil, and many other countries of the tropics. And these plants are kind of semi-succulent plants with these thick waxy leaves, and they've got thick stem as well, but the root system is very fragile for these plants. And there are almost 1,000 varieties of peperomias out there, but very few of them are actually known to us, and each one of them is amazing. They're beautiful, they've got different colors, they've got different variegations on the leaves, and each one of them is amazing. So friends, this Peperomia Sunrise, as you can see, is characterized by its beautiful foliage, which has got this grayish silverish tinge on its top end, and the bottom sides have got these beautiful red or pink midveins, and they look extremely beautiful with these striking foliage and the colors and the grooves that they have got. And these plants they grow in the rosette formation, like as you can see, all the one stem, it gives out different leaves, and the leaves are arranged in such a way that if you look at it, it looks like a flower from the top. So these plants, they don't grow very big, they're like kind of very compact plants, which are perfect to be kept in any nook and corner of your house. They can tolerate low light conditions, so they are perfect indoor house plants. They are non-toxic, which is the plus point, so they're very much kids and pets friendly plants. So all these peperomias, including Peperomia Sunrise, are very easy to care for plants. Touch wood, fingers crossed, till now I have not killed any of my peperomia, and I'm really proud of it that I have been able to master the skill of taking care of the peperomias. I haven't killed any one of them, so because I love my peperomias, I love them too much. So starting with the care routine, starting with the lighting conditions. So friends, these plants, they love to be in bright indirect light, and you can keep them in low light conditions as well. They can tolerate low light conditions. Also, they can survive very well in fluorescent light, so you can keep them in anywhere in your house, even in the places which do not receive a lot of bright light. Always be mindful that if you do not provide the plant with bright indirect light for a very long time, it's going to affect the growth of these plants. They will become very slow growing because they do need bright indirect light for their growth. On the other side, if you provide too much of bright light, bright indirect light to these plants can actually, the leaves can fade, the color of the leaves can go away, the variegations can go away, and your leaves will become complete white. And that has happened to one of my peperomia, that the leaves, few of the leaves, not all the leaves, like a few of the leaves have gone completely white. The variegations are gone, the color is gone, and the reason was that peperomia, that plant was in a bright lit area for a very long time. So just make sure that you keep that balance. So the next is the temperature conditions. So these plants are tropical plants, so they love to be in warm, humid conditions. So temperature between 13 to 24 degrees Celsius is just fine for these plants. If the air around your place or during summer season it's too dry, you can mist the leaves of these plants. You can mist this plant with water to maintain the humidity level. Perfect temperature, humidity, and these plants are just going to be happy with you, and they will be healthy and growing very well. So just take care of those things. Next is the watering conditions when we talk about humidity. So friends, these plants, as I said, are kind of semi-succulents. They do not like extremes of anything, extremes of light, extremes of water. So you overwater these plants, they will develop root rot because of their fragile root system and the shallow root system that they have got. Overwatering, definitely they will get a root rot and your plant will be gone. Underwater it, your plant will become bone dry very quickly, and again your plant is going to suffer. So do not underwater, do not overwater. Here I would like to stress on bottom watering. So bottom watering has literally helped me and my plants as well. So first thing is, it has reduced the infestation of fungus gnats a lot. The other thing is that the soil will absorb only as much water as it wants. It will not over soak the water, which will prevent root rot. And also top watering can result in rotting of the stems as well, whereas if you do bottom watering, the stem rotting will not happen. So only the roots will get as much water as they want. And so just give it a try at home. If you are in a habit of top watering, try bottom watering. It's very easy. All you have to do is take out your pot, put it in the jar of water, leave it for 6 to 7 hours, and your plant will soak as much as water as it wants. And then you take it out. That's it. It's so easy. No spilling of water, no draining of water, no overwatering, no problems with anything. And also make sure that your plant has got enough of drainage holes. The pot has got, not the plant, sorry, the pot has got enough of drainage holes underneath so that excess of water can easily seep through. So after the watering conditions, we will talk about fertilizing. So feeding is very important for any plant, but with peperomias, they are not very heavy feeders. So as I said, semi-succulent type of care. So even if you feed this plant once in 2 months, they will be fine. Like my plants, I have not watered, I have not fertilized it from past 3 months, and look at it, it's still doing very well. It's still healthy, it's still beautiful. These plants are very weak, or you can say not very heavy feeders, so you can fertilize them with a weak dilution of liquid fertilizer once in a month during spring and summer season. And for my plants, I usually use a seaweed solution. So prepare a very weak dilution of seaweed solution and fertilize your plant once in a month, or as per the needs of your plant. If you think your plant is growing even in autumn or winters, just regularly feed your plant and the plant will be fine. After fertilization, we will talk about the soil conditions. So the soil, as I said, semi-succulent. So you can put your peperomias in cacti soil or in succulent mix or a normal potting mix. You can plant them. But for my plants, I use a peaty soil. So in coco peat, I have added a little bit of perlite, and that's what works for my plants, because I have seen that the cacti soil, it dries out very quickly. And because these plants, I don't want them to be bone dry. I don't want to ruin my plant. So I just put them in peaty soil. I bottom water it so the plant absorbs whatever water it wants, and it retains that water for a long time. So I don't have to keep on watering again and again. And again watering can also cause like overwatering and root rot. So I don't want to take risk with that. So I just use peaty soil. It absorbs moisture in it, and my plants are healthy and happy with that. So just let us know which type of soil works well for you, a cacti soil or a peaty soil. All right, as I said, make sure that the pot has got drainage holes. One more thing with the soil and the pot is that make sure that you've got the right size of the pot for your peperomias, because if you take a very big size, it will soak more water and the roots will remain wet for a very long time, which can cause root rot. So, and also we have seen that peperomias, they like to be root bound. So a smaller pot is just fine for them. You don't need to keep on repotting it. But if you see that the roots are starting to show up from the drainage holes, then please go ahead and repot your plant. Just be very careful when you're repotting, because the roots are very, very delicate. They can get ruined or damaged while you are repotting. Next is about the pests. So these plants are quite resistant to the pest infestation, but still you should keep an eye on your plant. If you think that they are getting infested with any of sort of indoor pests, then you can use neem oil solution, baking soda solution, you can use hydrogen peroxide solution. I have left the link in the description box for the hydrogen peroxide solution, how to prepare it, and how to use it for removing the indoor pest. If you want to have a look, please go and have a look at the video. That's it related to the pest conditions. Last but not the least is the propagation. So these plants are very, very easy to propagate. I've made a whole video on the propagation of peperomia. So most of the peperomias, the propagation works the same way. They can be propagated through the leaf cutting or the stem cutting. All you have to do is take the cutting, dip it in water. Within a week, your cutting should start giving out roots. When the roots get well developed, put them in the soil. So I can show you one of the propagation that I did recently is this one. I forgot the name of this plant because I took this cutting from one of my friends' place, and I placed it in water, and once it started rooting out, I placed it in the soil. And after placing in the soil, these are the pups that I got from that plant. So after the pups came out, that stem started rotting out. So I removed that stem, but the leaf that was attached to that stem, I made use of that leaf as well. So what I've done here is I have split the leaf into half, and as you can see that this leaf has started to give out the roots. I'm not sure if you can see it. You can see the roots there. So this leaf cutting has also started giving out the roots. I'll show you the whole leaf. So here is the whole leaf, friends. It was like this, and then I cut it, I split it, and that's how I got these two cuttings. And then I placed them in water, and both those cuttings have given out the roots, if you can see there. So it's very, very easy to propagate peperomias through leaf and stem cutting. Give it a try at home and do let us know if it worked well for you. And this is what I got after the stem propagation, and that is the leaf propagation, which I will place it in the soil once the roots are well developed. So friends, this was all about peperomia care. This was all about Peperomia Sunrise. And the care goes the same for most of the peperomias. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And we'll see you next time with another exciting video. Till then, stay safe. Bye bye.